Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome and good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8. And there's a game called The World of Horror. It's inspired by Lovecraft and Junji Ito. Apparently it's been in early development for a long time. It just came out, I think either today or yesterday. Originally, Slay the Princess was supposed to come out in full today, but they delayed that for at least a few days, so I'll get to that at some point when it's out, maybe. But I saw this was out, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll give this a go. Let's double check OBS. Appears to be working. Did consider the idea of getting a VTuber model set up for this, but one, I haven't made one yet, and two, I'm not even sure how I'd record a game screen and VTube model at the same time, so I don't even know how anything works. Okay, so let's confirm. Circle. Would you like to customize your next playthrough look? How many color palettes? I'm good. I don't know why my mouse drifts. If it's your first time playing World of Horror, it is recommended that you start with spine-chilling Story of School of Scissors option before trying the more complex playthroughs? Okay. Why is this gray, though? This option start new play. Why does it keep drifting? Randomly selecting character, old god, background, and more. Customize. And it's got multiple, I don't know, Cthulhu's. Well, it says I should try this one first. A tiny section of standard playthrough showcasing one of them. Why is there something wrong with my controller? Is there a way to go backward? I'd like to fix what I've done wrong. Nope, we just have to live with this now. Okay, what is all this? Oh my god, this is so painful. Then again, I had surgery earlier this week, so I can't read because the mouse keeps... What, is my controller damaged? Why is it drifting? Can you just stay put? Dropping below 1 stamina or reason will kill... Oh my god, this is... Can I go backwards? I want to turn off the controller for once. Because it's so sensitive. Go backward. What is the backwards button? Why is there no Why is there no undo my terrible decisions in life choice? Dropping below 1 stamina will probably kill me if I ever get to read the rest, just like in real life. Start new count will kill you if you drop below 1 stamina, but you can drop to -5 in combat. This option will allow you to rethink your strategy, forget spells, or use healing. Oh my god, please, for the love of... Why is it not grayed out now? What is happening? We can't save everyone, but we have to try. Difficulty. This place is doomed. Flee while you still can. Cultist. Forces. So make it out. Something weird is happening. I'm not going to change this because I assume we're set to this difficulty. I don't know. 0 question. Random! Full. Okay, so part 2 of whenever I play this game will be not the controller because this is... Oh, God. Okay. Timeline choice determines changes and mysteries in their endings. Cult of Japan. Every year, our city is visited by hundreds of tourists, interested in the paranormal. At random. I don't know any of this. We're just gonna do the thing. City of Shiokawa, Japan, 1980 something. Something strange is happening in our town. Robed figures can be seen gathering in the woods at night. People are going missing. Disgusting creatures are terrorizing the seaside. I should not be so easily distracted by boobies. The rapid technological progress of the modern era brings comfort, but also unknown threats. Old gods, malicious eldritch beings, who ruled the earth eons ago, are awakening, as reality starts to crumble. Armed with clues, spells, and your dwindling sanity, you'll investigate mysterious mysteries across the city and in realms beyond. I will say this, aside from the VR, like the what if everyone was a VTuber video I made earlier today, it's actually nice to be able to get back to recording a video every now and then. It's just, oh my god, I couldn't for a while. I had surgery. I was in a lot of pain and there was a lot of blood and discomfort. So, still recovering, still in a bit of pain. But hey, I'm a lot better. I don't recommend reading my community tab if you don't want to hear in-depth me complaining, as the first 48 hours of that I was particularly upset at how shitty life was at that moment. An old train slows down and stops at its last station. The end of the world is at hand, and you finally arrive in the doomed town. Okay. Oh my god, the amount of... I think it's because of the way the mouth... Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Close. Just gonna unplug the controller. We're gonna relaunch it. But yeah. It's actually been, what was it, Monday morning, so... Because it was Monday morning at like 7 a.m. I had the surgery, and right now it's 2:52 on Friday. So... I had to go to the hospital at like 3:30 in the morning on Monday morning. Had the surgery at 7. Was able to get home at like 11:30 on Monday. Had to keep a giant-ass fucking catheter inside me for 48 hours straight. So, like 8:50 in the morning on Wednesday morning, I pulled something the thickness of a number 2 pencil, longer than a foot, it's like 32 centimeters, out of my dick, after keeping it in me for 48 hours, where, well, there was blood in my pee bag, and there was blood coming out of me, out of my dick, around the catheter tube. As was expected, given the fact that I had surgery to fix a stricture in my bladder caused by my genetics being a bastard. And you're like, oh, was it really that big a deal? Yeah. I had a tube in my dick. 48 hours straight. After, of course, having actual surgery on the inside of my bladder and the part of my urethra, which is the tube inside your dick, that connects to your bladder. So, and I'll tell you this, you don't want to move at all when you have an extra large catheter inside you. But then again, I don't think size, well, no matter what, any size catheter you're going to hate having inside you. Check OBS. Because, can't miss me skipping about whining like a bitch about. It's just, it meant a big deal to me because it was very uncomfortable. But it's just, had IV in me, surgery, and then of course, basically consists of having a metal tube shoved up your dick while you're sleeping. It do surgical repairs to your bladder. Then you have a tube. Extra large catheter, by the way. All the way into your bladder. It's the thickness of a number 2 pencil. When I pulled it out, I felt like I thought I was going to pass out. Like, everything was going, like, even though I had a little bit of pain medication in me, I felt like I was going to faint. I felt like I was going to pass out. It hurt like a bitch still. It was very emotionally and physically uncomfortable. It's like I said, it's the thickness of a number 2 pencil. It's longer than a foot long. It's like 32 centimeters is what was inside of me via my pee hole. And of course, initially you had 2 valves because there was a balloon that was inflated that was keeping it inside your bladder. So you had to put this odd little syringe thing to the secondary valve, the one that doesn't allow your pee to come out of you, and to drain the balloon. And then you pull. And of course, that very end where that balloon used to be, it's still kind of a little bit bulbous, even when fully deflated. If it's not deflated fully, then there's no physical way it's coming out of you without, probably killing you, but yeah. I honestly thought I was going to pass out. I mean, I felt like I was going to puke. I thought it was very physically and emotionally uncomfortable for me. It was very physically and emotionally painful to pull that out of you. And as you're pulling and pulling, watching it come out of you, you're like, how fucking long is this? But it's like 32 centimeters is what was inside of me. Never minding what was not inside of me at that point. But it's just like, oh. And I had it in me for 48 hours, which I'll tell you this, even with pain medication, I was in constant fucking pain. And I basically felt like I was crippled. There was a good number of hours where I was just like, I couldn't hardly move. So fucking painful. So uncomfortable. I never want to go through that again. And of course, even after you have it removed, peeing after that's a bit uncomfortable, to say the least. Like I said, still a little bit of discomfort with all of that. Still a bit of pain. Still a bit exhausted. But I'm doing better than I did at the start of this week. I'm glad I was able to save up some vacation days to take a week off work. Because, I mean, I was just not able to do anything. I was in a lot of pain. I was practically crippled because, I mean, it's just going to try to sit up or to lay down or to walk with that thing in you. I mean, there was a long time where I was basically just, you're peeing into a bag. Well, you're not peeing into a bag. There's a tube connected to your bladder that's just sort of draining your internal organ into a bag that's not inside your body. Which is, it's extremely uncomfortable. I'm not fully recovered, and here I am playing a very unsettling game. Which, granted, we haven't seen anything unsettling yet. It's just... it's a horror game. At least when the mouse isn't drifting everywhere. And like I said, part of me is like, oh, what if I make a VTuber model and I can have it there? But here's the thing. 1, I still haven't made a model. 2, I don't know how that shit works. And 3, I'm not sure how I would capture 2 screens at once. Like, I don't even know how that works. I don't know if my computer can even handle it. Heck, anytime I even tried to, like, mess a tiny bit with the VTuber stuff, my laptop, like, gets really hot and loud. And so I don't know if I even can. And even if I do, I don't know if I'll just do it in just videos like this where I'm, like, recording it. Like, I don't know if I'd ever even use it for a stream. I mean, heck, if I had streamed it, I'd be like, hi, I'm just randomly talking, even though I don't have anything important to say, which I guess is true of every video I make. But, yeah, I was very nervous going into the surgery. And granted, it wasn't a major reconstructive surgery or anything. Like, it was, because originally they wanted to do a surgery where I'd be out for like 4+ hours, where they do like major reconstructive surgery. But for that, I would need like 6 weeks to 2 months off work. I would need to do like FMLA or something. And for that, it would have taken like 2 months of recovery. And I would have had to keep the catheter in me for 2 weeks, for 14 days straight. And honestly, after going through 48 hours of having that fucking thing inside me, I don't know how anyone could ever go through 2 weeks of that. Like, I would have been perfectly fine if, you know, the doctor was like, hey, you want morphine? I'm like, yeah, sure, I'd be cool with that. Sadly, nobody ever gave me morphine. I'm just saying, I was in pain. Of course, physical pain, but also emotionally, I was very uncomfortable with everything going on. But of course, again, had to be done. But I'm glad we went with the being sedated for a little bit over an hour of just, you know, minor surgical, you know, changes to my bladder. Granted, it still involved, you know, cutting and stuff like that to a degree, and dilations and stuff. I mean, but nothing compared to full-on reconstructive surgery. I mean, that would have required a lot more full-on cutting and 2 months of recovery. I'm like, honestly, I didn't go with that path because that sounds like a fucking horror movie. And honestly, I don't know if I would even survive that. Let alone the 2 months of recovery that would have taken. I mean, that would have taken 2 months of recovery. And I would have had 14 days straight of having a catheter in me. And I'll tell you this. It felt like hell having that fucking tube in me for the 48 hours I did have it in me. It was very uncomfortable. It made it impossible to basically exist or function as a human. And it was very painful. Even with some pain medications. Which again, I mean, I wouldn't have been opposed to being given stronger stuff. I know they don't want people to get addicted, but like in that situation, I don't care anymore. I mean, that hurt. I was in a lot of pain. And like I said, when it came time after that 48 hours, like, on the one hand, I really wanted it out of me, like, immediately. On the other hand, it's like, I don't know if you guys understand the amount of anxiety you feel when you pull something out of your penis that is the thickness of a number 2 pencil, that has an inflated balloon inside you, that the part of it that's the length that's already inside your body that has to be pulled out is 32 centimeters. Like, you literally have this thing, and then you've had it in 48 hours, and you have to try to, like, move and adjust it, and, like, and of course, like, every now and then you have to move the tube going to the catheter bag so that it drains properly, and you're seeing blood go into the bag, and of course, there's blood coming out of your penis around the catheter, on the outside to a degree. And I'll tell you this, that's extremely uncomfortable. That's painful. It was not pleasant anyway. And while on the one hand I was very much in a rush to have that the F out of me, when it came time to actually removing it, I honestly thought I was going to faint. Even with pain medication, that hurt so fucking much. And I mean, I felt dizzy, I felt lightheaded, I felt like I wasn't able to hear noise correctly, like everything was starting to go, like I was starting to like lose, like you see the black and white shit here. Everything was starting to basically go black and white and starting to get dark. You know that little Gears of War, like dark black border shit that goes around on the outside? I was getting that. You know, we're losing color, the borders are becoming black and red, and I feel like, you know, my heart and everything is just pounding. I feel dizzy, I feel like things are starting to spin, I feel like I want to vomit. And it's just, it is a very, and it's just, initially I was going to try to, like, my initial plan was to do it standing in the shower, and then that wasn't possible because I was going to collapse. I eventually had to just sit down on the toilet, take 5 minutes to sort of calm down, and then proceed with, you know, taking that weird little syringe thing to the secondary valve, draining the fluid out of the balloon so that I fully deflate the balloon. And then start pulling it out of me. And at one point I felt like maybe like the balloon maybe wasn't fully deflated, and then my body just sort of started pulling it back in, so then the catheter started going back inside me, so I managed to probably get it like pull at least 8 centimeters of it worth out of me, then it went back in like 4 centimeters, and then I pulled and kept pulling, and until eventually it was out of me. And even then I'm like, on the one hand there's relief that there's a thing outside of your body now, on the other hand you're like, I'm still in terrible pain, and I still feel very physically and emotionally uncomfortable and in pain from this. And then of course as time goes on, you know, peeing hurts, especially the first few times, really, really badly. It still hurts, and I'm still pretty tired. And like I said, I work third shift, so it's Friday. I had the surgery at, like I said, I had to leave like 3:30 on Monday morning, early in the morning before the sun came up to go do and at like 7 a.m. on Monday morning I had the surgery. 8:50 on Wednesday morning I was able to pull the damn thing out of me. It's 3:07 p.m. on a Friday. I go back to work Sunday night. So I should be recovered enough to go back to work by then. I'm just glad I was able to save up some vacation days to have the time off work to be able to actually do the damn surgery. And like I said, I hate my job. It's standing physical manual labor. And it honestly has a lot of other shit going on with it too. But I mean, compared to other jobs, it doesn't pay bad. And well, at the end of the day, I'm grateful for my job. It pays my rent. It pays my bills. But I'll say this, I hate my job. My job is killing me. I'm miserable at my job. But I don't want to be homeless. But that just means I need to look into finding a different job at some point. But, yeah. And of course there's other things in life going on too, but we all have that in life, right? Well, I'm saying this, it just, even though it's been a couple days at this point since I pulled that damn thing out of me, it still hurts a bit when I pee. I'm still in a bit of pain, just generally, just sitting here. I'm still sore. I'm still exhausted. I'll drink some of the 7-Up. But yeah, at the end of the day though, I didn't have a choice. If left untreated, the stricture would have eventually killed me, and I put it off as long as I could. Fuck you, DNA. Why is my genetics gonna fucking hate me so much? But, and of course, there's still concerns if whether or not that stuff's going to be a problem in the future. I mean, the doctor did say there's a percentage chance that, you know, the surgery won't take long term, and a few years down the road might become a problem again, at which point, honestly, I don't think I'd be willing to go through that surgery and everything again. That was too unpleasant of an experience. I mean, granted, I was scared going into it. I was definitely expecting it to be terrible, but I don't know if I would ever want to. Well, obviously I don't want to, but I don't know if I'd ever be willing to go through such a thing again. It was just so unpleasant. It was just so much to deal with. We'll say this though, my mom came over and spent the night for 3 nights, which, that was helpful. I appreciate that. I do love my mom, and I appreciate that she did that, and that she was there to just be there in case, you know, because I know on the first night home from the hospital, I wound up going to the emergency room, and so of course my mom wound up driving me, but of course, you know, I had to walk to the car and everything, and then walk into the ER and stuff. And of course the ER didn't give me anything. I wasn't even telling them, yeah, just give me morphine. And they're like, no. I'm like, fuck. And I'm like, but, and I was expressing concerns, like, well, see inside my pee bag, there's blood there, and if I show you my penis, here, it's like, you know, you see that I'm bleeding out of a very sensitive area of the body. And they're like, yeah, given the kind of surgery you had, you're supposed to. It's like, but it hurts a lot. It's like, yeah, it's supposed to hurt a lot. It's like, the only way that type of surgery is not going to hurt is if you were, you know, drugged out of your mind and incoherent. I'm like, I'm okay with that. It's like, you can do that if you want. I'm like, you're like, no, we're not giving you harder drugs. I'm like, it's like, okay, fine. But the main thing I at least was able to confirm is that I was concerned that, hey, is everything okay? Is something gone wrong? Am I supposed to be in this much pain? Is it supposed to have this much blood? Is my body supposed to be this hurt? Like, is everything okay? And they're like, yeah, that's fine. That's, you're supposed to be in this much pain. You're supposed to have that much blood. You're supposed to be that fucking miserable. I'm like, great. And then night 2, there was a few times where I was basically, my body was just a little bit too much overcome with pain to where I couldn't hardly move, so I had to ask Mom to, you know, because I had a bucket next to my bed that I was sort of draining my catheter bag into, and it was too heavy for me to be able to lift or move or anything, and even when I was able to walk, and then of course eventually got to the point that I think for a good solid 20 plus hours, I don't think I was able to sleep more than 20 minutes in that entire 20 hours. I basically was like half fetal position with my legs curled up. Like, I was laying on my back tilted slightly to my right, with my right leg folded a little bit and my left leg straight with a tiny bit of a bend. And I basically held that position for like 20 plus hours, which I felt like my legs were cramped up so bad from that. But it's like I couldn't bring myself to move to any other... Like, granted, I was still in pain in that position, but I couldn't move to really any other position without just excruciating pain. So there was just terrible pain or just moderately bad pain. Then, of course... And granted, my mom wouldn't be able to, like, lift me or anything, so a lot of times there was like a couple times where, like, especially when it came time to remove the catheter, like, at that point I had laid down a bit, at least moved my head a little bit down. It took me about an hour to probably get myself out of bed, and then about 20 minutes to get from my room to the bathroom. And she was at least there, you know, in case, like, you know, if I were to pass out or something, you know, get the 911 or something. They have, like, make sure, like, if something really bad were to happen, I need emergency care. Because, I mean, that is a warning that is given when the doctors release you that, hey, there is a chance certain things that could happen that would require immediate emergency care to, you know, keep you from dying. And at which point, you know, I wouldn't be able to drive myself or even reliably call for help. So... And for the most time, like, I was pretty much pulling out the catheter and stuff. I mean, I was sitting on the toilet in my bathroom. My mom was in the hallway, like, right outside the bathroom door, in case I needed her for anything. So, I appreciate that. But, like I said, I think I'm recovering okay. There's still a few concerns here and there in regard to my body, as far as how it's behaving toward all of that. Like, I'm still in a bit of pain, just like even right now, sitting here. And when I pee, it still hurts a bit. Of course, there's concerns about the rest about how my body is going to deal with everything. Plus, I've just been a bit tired. Yeah. I know we're supposed to be playing a horror game, and I guess I gave you guys a different type of horror to deal with. So, I'm still bleeding a tiny bit when I pee. But, again, I'm supposed to. It's now 3:16. 3:16 p.m. Friday, Eastern Standard Time, here in Ohio. And even though it is Friday, 3:17 p.m. And on Sunday night or afternoon, or however you look at it, so less than 2 days from now, right? Saturday, Sunday, 2 day, whatever, you guys get the idea. Sunday night, I go back to work, which is gonna suck. Hopefully my body will handle that. But, yeah, I feel like my job is just it's eventually going to come down to either my body will give out and I won't be able to, even before the surgery issue, just given, I mean, they're constantly pushing quotas and stuff, and I feel like I'm working as hard as I can, and it's just, what they're asking is just too much. I feel like they treat everyone like we're just disposable. But, you know, I like to be able to pay my rent. But, heck, I've been considering the idea of buying a PS5 recently. Maybe I'll do that, who knows. But, it's just... The way I look at it is eventually either I'm gonna physically give out and not be able to do the job anymore, or my job's just gonna fire me for some reason. At which point, good for them. If they fire me, I'm just gonna give them double thumbs up and say, yeah! Good for you guys. For the very minimum, I do want to at least try to stay through February. After that, I don't know. I mean, I don't mind working for a living. It's just being worked constant overtime. being asked to like work, to get extreme quotas, to where like I feel like I'm working as hard as I possibly can, and the task you're giving me is impossible, and I feel like I'm constantly being blamed for stuff that's out of my control. I'm like, I'm working as hard as I can. I'm doing the best job I can. I'm going as fast as I can. I can't do any better. I'm taking this job as seriously as possible. I'm working as hard as I can. And then you're constantly just, oh, we need you to hit higher numbers. We need you to hit higher numbers. Like, I'm working as hard as I can, and yet you're telling me I'm basically a failure, and that, you know, I'm lazy and I can't do anything, right? Like, I mean, the only reason I'm staying is because, you know, I need to be able to pay my bills. Kind of curious on mods. But it's just, I don't mind working for a living. I just don't like being worked too hard, or too many hours, or being given a job that I feel is impossible to do, that I can't succeed at, or being made to feel like I'm not appreciated, or being made to feel like I'm a failure, or being made to feel like, you know, I'm defective, or that at any time I'm disposable, and that I'm just, you know, I have no value. So I don't like being treated like crap. I don't like being overworked. I don't like being pushed too hard. I don't like being talked down to. I don't like being made to feel like I'm fucking worthless. And that, oh yeah, it's like, oh, you aren't hitting these numbers, you must be lazy, or you must not be doing something right. It's like, I'm working as fast as I possibly can. I'm working as hard as I can. I'm doing my absolute best. And it's just like, at that point you feel like no matter how hard you try, everything's pointless. You can't succeed. And you're working yourself so hard that you're in pain and you're stressed out and you're ready to scream, and it's just, no matter how hard you work, you're regarded as lazy and incompetent. And it's just like, what's even the point? The only reason I put up with it is just because it pays the bills. But, like I said, it was nice that I was able to save up some vacation days. I used like 5 vacation days, and yeah, it's definitely a good thing I used all 5. Because even right now, if I had to go to work tonight, there's no way. There's no way I'd be physically capable of doing my job. I'm still under the weather. Granted, I don't know if under the weather is the right term for recovering from surgery, where, you know, you had them operate on your bladder and your urethra, and where you woke up from your surgery and then had to spend the next 48 hours with a giant ass tube in your penis, the thickness of a number 2 pencil, over a foot long. Like, I measured the fucking 32 centimeter long fucking thing. And here's the thing, and I'm not talking about the whole thing. I'm talking about, because here's the thing, I can see the parts where all the blood was that had dried outside my cock. So, from that point on, where, again, there's a discoloration from where the tube was inside me for 48 hours, just measuring the part that was inside of my body to the end, just the part that was inside me was 32 centimeters. I had to keep that in me for 48 hours. Straight. I was extremely uncomfortable. I don't think there are enough words to properly describe to you guys how much pain that felt to me. That was just existing in that situation was painful. I couldn't do anything really. Just trying to, like, and of course I was still trying to somewhat function, to like walk around and do a couple things, and even then it was extremely difficult. And it was painful. It was very painful. And of course, yeah, I had pain medication. It was still painful. And like I said, that first night, I wanted to go to the emergency room just because, one, there was, like, I understand they told me to expect a bit of blood, but there was a lot, and it was a lot of pain, even with the pain medication. And it was like, with the ER, like, make sure, like, hey, I want to make sure that isn't something seriously going wrong, that I need to catch this on early, to where if I just ignore this, it's going to become something life-threatening. So I'm like, I'd rather go to the emergency room and have them just tell me, okay, everything's fine, which again, that's what happened. But I mean, I'd rather, like, as opposed to stay home, ignore it, and then it was something serious that I should have gotten seen earlier about, and then it becomes something life-threatening that probably kills me or something. But of course, went to the emergency room and they just looked, yeah, you're supposed to have that much blood in your pee bag. You're supposed to have that much blood coming out of your cock around the tube in your penis. You're supposed to be in that much pain. Even though you're on pain medication, you're supposed to still be in that much pain. It's like, it's supposed to be miserable. I'm like, fuck you. Of course I didn't say that, the doctors and stuff, but I'm like, I even told them, hey, I'd be okay if you just gave me morphine. Just give me something stronger. Because they're like, yeah, the only way you're not going to be in pain from this is if you're so drugged up you're out of your, you're not in touch with reality. I'm like, I'm okay with that. I don't like feeling the way I feel at that moment. Which I feel like, I mean, would any of you out there feel the same way as I do? That, you wouldn't... That, at that point, you're like, I don't care what drugs you give me. I don't want to feel, cognizant of what I'm going through. And of course, doctors didn't agree to that. And I just had to go home and just deal with, feeling miserable. Wondering whether it was actually worth it to do the surgery to not die, or if it would have been better to just, die. But yeah, it was just... I mean, granted, I hope none of you out there listening to this ever have to go through this. But I mean, just listening to my story, I mean, it's not something you'd want to go through, right? You can understand, right? Hopefully you don't intensely understand by, having to go through it yourselves. But it's just, oh my god. It was very uncomfortable, it was very painful, and I definitely needed these days off work. Because there's no way I would be able to do anything in this. I mean, if I had to go to work tonight, there's no way I'd be able to do my job. There's no way I'd be able to do any job, let alone my job. My job's a bit demanding. To the point that a lot of times at work I tend to overdo it on caffeine and sugar and junk food. Just because it's the only way I can keep myself, well, going. Because I feel stressed out. And, oh, that's another thing. Coughing's still a slight pain, but when you have a tube in your penis, coughing in any way, shape, or form is horribly painful. Because you feel like parts of your body sort of spasm and tighten, and that's horribly painful. So, yeah. It's just, yeah, if I had to go to work doing anything, let alone my job, like I said, it's just, my job is like, I'll eat a candy bar or something, like, want to keep myself calm, but too, they're constantly pushing these quotas, and I'm like, so, I mean, if I were to go on, like, any sort of diet or anything, I would slow down, and they're constantly wanting to push more numbers, more numbers, more numbers. I'm like, it's like, I'm doing my best. I'm working as hard as I can. I'm working as fast as I can. I'm doing the best I can. And a lot of times I would be over-medicating myself with fucking Tylenol and Advil and caffeine and energy drinks and candy and stuff just to be able to keep going. And it's just, yeah, I can't. And some days I'll skip going to the gym because, my body can't handle going to the gym and doing my job. Because, okay, if I lift too much of the job, then my body will move slightly slower, and then, we hit less on quota. Which means, all of a sudden, if you did too many push-ups that day, you can't do your job. Oh, you tried to lift a dumbbell. You can't do your job. You decided to jog on a treadmill. You can't do your job. You did an extra set of push-ups. Well, now we dropped this amount of percentages on this hour. This is like... It makes you feel worthless. The way the job, it just depends on everything else in life, to where you can't really have any control over what you eat or what you do or your exercise, because it's just, end of the day, it's like where every little thing has such a drastic effect. Like I said, at some point I just gotta find a different job. But for now, I keep working in a factory. A little unknown factory called Skynet, where I build T-800s. And while on the one hand that's a joke, on the other hand, that's not actually that far off from the truth. But hey, the T-800s aren't all that bad. Think of it like Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040. The boomers. Yes, the robots are called boomers. But the T-800s are meant to help humanity. You know? It's all good things, right? Everyone's like, this is the worst Let's Play of a game ever. I know. But it's just, I don't know. It's just, it hurt. The surgery was, waking up for that was, and then of course, at least I didn't wake up in the middle of it, but still, I was nervous going into it, and even when I woke up, I felt nervous, especially knowing, because I knew ahead of time I was going to have a tube inside me, and then having to keep a damn catheter in me, especially an extra large one. And keep in mind, not only is there the fact that I have an extra large catheter inside me, but the fact that the areas around it had been altered by surgery, so of course that involves a little bit of cutting and dilating and stuff. So of course that means those areas are already wanting to bleed, and are already irritated. And it's just... I don't know, apparently some people are okay with that stuff. Apparently some people don't think it's painful and all that. But I'm not one of those people. I considered it extremely painful. I mean, I still remember how it feels, and just remembering how it feels is painful. Like, it causes me actual physical discomfort, remembering the sensation of having that thing inside me. So... And like I said, I'm still in a bit of pain. Granted, not as much as I was. And at least for the most part, I'm not taking really any pain medication anymore, aside from the occasional Tylenol. But it's just... because I didn't take any of the other, prescribed pain medications since Thursday. So I pulled out the tube Wednesday morning. And, well, yeah, I absolutely needed to keep taking the rest of that pain medication until Thursday. I still have more, but, I don't want to be addicted to, like, opioids and stuff. It's just, when I was in a lot of pain, I didn't care, because that's what the medication exists for. It exists to, like, make pain tolerable. And at the moment, it's not bad enough that I need to use a stronger medication. I'll just use a Tylenol here and there. But it's just... during the beginning of it, especially when the catheter was in me and the first 24 hours of having it out, basically the first 72 hours from the surgery, even with the stronger pain medication, I was still miserable. So, sorry I bothered everybody with that, but it's just, I was in a lot of pain. I was in a lot of pain. New story. Continue. Spine-chilling story of school scissors. It's your first time playing World of Horror. Option trying the more complex. So, yeah, there's going to be more stuff for us to do. Right, we'll skip this. We read these things. Okay. Right, we... Oh, what the fuck? And what happened? Okay, no weapon. Bag. So hand, bag, notes. No ritual active. 17. Is it my health? 17 sanity. Stamina, reason. Strength, dexterity. Like Dungeons and Dragons? Personality? Since when is personality a stat? Perception. Okay. Knowledge, charisma, F&D. What the fuck is F&D? So we have strength, dexterity, perception, knowledge, charisma, faith? I don't know. Status. Spells? Items? Options. Welcome to the world of horror. Important messages will appear here. Is OBS even working? Yep, nearly an hour. Me basically just annoying everyone with like, oh no, I'm upset at the fact that I had surgery and it was painful and I was miserable. You've been following the weird cult for weeks now. Barely surviving the encounter with Skin Hag at the nursery. It's a race against time and you can't rest until our town is safe. Welcome to the World Horde. Important messages will appear here. You found new items. Straight. What the why? You found new item. Taiyaki? It's like that dessert item, right? It's like some sort of fried dumpling. I will keep that on. I don't know why I have these things, but okay. Status. Apparently everything's fine. Cauterize? Why is that so disturbing? Well, it's not. It's more so. Why is there a doom percentage? May 1984. Bullets? Slot machine? Keys? What is this? Binding of Isaac? What is this? What am I leveling up? My straight razor? Okay. Start mystery. Spine-chilling story of school scissors. Investigate the mystery. Another boy from your school has disappeared. Rumor has it, a terrible woman has returned from the grave. A woman with the widest smile and the sharpest pair of scissors. Why do I do this to myself? It's like, hey, you know what? We're still recovering from surgery. Let's watch a fucking horror movie about blood and gore. Why do I hate myself? You knew your friend was up to something when he left you his notebook full of cryptic notes. I can send her back where she belongs, he claimed. After he too disappeared, you decided to study the notebook of clues. Details a ritual that claims to stop the wicked woman once for all. What's the worst thing that could happen? Investigate mystery. We're going to fucking die. The school... What is this music? It's good, but it's unsettling. I mean, that's kind of the point. It's a horror game. Your missing friend has left you a notebook. Stop the tall woman with scissors. You will need to perform ritual to force her material form to disappear into our dimension. Accomplish that requires first drawing an eldritch sigil and then lighting... I mean, the music is pretty cool. Hold the candles. You can only hope your friend has left them somewhere around the school. Access storage. Explore school. Perform ritual. Check out lockers. We've started a mystery of spine-chilling scissor stuff. Okay, explore school. What is this fucking animation? What is this? You hear a faint sound walking outside of the biology. Like, oh, you now look at your heart. Beat, 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 beat. Inside is an old... Its heart is... Oh, so that's not my heart. The sight almost makes you sick. -1 stamina. Day, school, okay, so location. Okay. You feel like something horrible is happening within the school. Why wouldn't we just leave? You're like, oh, but it's our city. Fuck that. The city can burn in fucking hell. It's like, oh, what about our friend? He's already dead. It's like, oh, what about the people in the city? How about they leave too? The woman with the scissors can just like roam the city by herself with the other cultist people. You know, the ghosts, the cultists can hang out, and then no one else. We just like barricade the entire city. We're gonna quarantine. I'm just saying, why? What is? What are we gaining, man, from doing this? Like, oh, let's go to the school to stop demonic, evil, ghost people. I'm like, no. So what do you mean, no? It's our city. We have to say, like, no, I will fucking move. It's like, I will just... It's like, yep, bye, fuck this place. I'm gone. It's like, fuck that. There's no reason. I need blessed chalk and holy candles. You feel like something horrible, just hurry and find those items. Do I search in here? Do I click on things? Can I take a pen? Do I read things? Don't know what I do. I guess I explore school more. Hi! This is slightly animated. Hopefully my laptop... A tall woman with an unsettling face and twitching lips stops you. I'll be your new biology teacher. Could you help me move some stuff to my new office? Isn't the school abandoned? What is this event 99 out of 180? Is this randomly generated? This is gonna get us killed. Luck check success. Creepy substitute teacher hands you some old books to carry. Is this luck? Why does it start with an F? Among the mundane titles, you find the one called Extinction of Mankind. You shudder, feeling the teacher's gaze on your back. +5 experience. Why do I level up? Why does my Takoyaki have experience points? How am I leveling up dumplings? You found an additional page in your friend's diary. It seems that the blessed chalk was left on the... Why? Why would you... Why would you put it on the roof? Why? Why would you do that? Okay. So, do I search places like, is it a point-click adventure? Do I need to click things? I mean, obviously the mouse is reacting to things. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be playing a horror game blind. Why would I peek outside? You found additional page in your friend's it seems blessed. To open the door, click on the handle and drag the mouse. Well, this is a terrible idea. That I am... Ah, fuck! Well, let's keep trying to open it anyway. You shouldn't risk that again. Fair enough. Explore school. On the roof, you find the girl your friend was talking about. In one hand, she holds a bag. In the other hand, a pair of bloody scissors. Well, fuck. Double fuck. During each turn, you'll build a sequence of attacks and moves from the action ring. Action... What is this, Final Fantasy? Once you've filled the sequence ATP bar, press the launch sequence, press the button your turn. Okay. Fill the combat sequence white bar with combat moves, and click launch. Sequence to attack. Right click, delete the last comment. Okay. So, how do I do this? Do I drag stuff up there? Oh. Do I not have a knife? Any reason I can't pick the knife? I'm just gonna punch her a lot, I guess. Turn 2 begins. Two damage, 55. Needs an equipped weapon. Don't I have an equipped weapon? So, I mean, yeah, don't I have an equipped weapon? Okay. I don't know what happened. You've defeated Maru. You found Blessed Chalk, which you can use to draw a sigil in the ritual. You copy the sigil as best you can on the blackboard. Hopefully it'll be enough. Okay, I need candles though, right? I don't know what the point of this is. Okay, explore school. As you enter the school gym, you notice a strange black doll propped up against the wall. Needs an anatomy class perk? How would I even get that? Well, this is, against your better judgment, you approach the doll. What you see makes you gasp in horror. The doll isn't a doll, it suddenly causes tiny black spiders to flee, revealing a white half-eaten corpse. Well, fuck. The sound of scissors is getting closer. You must hurry. Explore school. You enter the... Fuck! What am I supposed to do then? Can I go back? Can I not go closer to the... Can I just leave? I feel like I'm being forced to do this. Fine. Yeah, we lost 2 more reason because... Oh, I found candles somehow! Yeah, okay. Thought I had to go check lockers. Okay. Do ritual. Continue. What? The sigil and holy candles don't seem to have any effect on the horrible monster. Had you drawn it wrong? Frozen in fear, you watch as the twitching horror gets closer. It raises its enormous scissors and croaks. Am I beautiful? Okay. Prepare for combat. Twisting and twitching, the demon will enter his classroom, cackling menacingly. Am I beautiful? Okay. Combat sequence. Glad we're not timed on this. Needs equipped weapon. Don't I have an equipped weapon? I mean, I have this right here, right? So how do I equip it? Did I equip it? But I equipped it. You don't have time to change. Oh, I have to do it while not in combat. Well, fuck. Just gonna kick you a bunch. You're gonna die. Don't even think I did any damage at all. So, we're gonna die, guys. Well, this is gonna be bad. Yeah, I don't see us winning this. I won, somehow. The ancient whore lies dead on the classroom floor, slowly dissolving in nothingness. The only trace left of her is large scissors. You stare at them, unsure what to feel. Something tells you want to keep them. You need them. Very slowly, you pick up the scissors and your mouth widens in a smile. Spine-chilling story of school scissors, ending B. Okay. Playthrough lasts 70 minutes. It's not the only mystery plaguing this town. You must continue your investigation. Incoming Doom 4%. From what I understand, apparently there's multiple endings to that. I don't know. Guess maybe we might do more of this at some point in the future. Bye, everybody.